Lost my family's trust.
Lost my job.
I lost my marriage.
I lost my kids.
Lost a lot of time, you know? A DWI is just a big waste of time.
Hey, loser.
Leave me alone.
When a child shares hurtful comments online, that's bullying. Visit erasebullying.ca to learn how to help your child stand up to cyberbullying.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean,
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
You're listening to Straight No Chaser. So let's get back to your girl MBZ, Pastor C, Thin Bad, and the Chief.
and we are back, listeners. So we have a couple of comments from the chat room. So if you could, Chief, read us what people are saying out there.
Okay, let's see. I have one from Tiff. Actually, she gave us quite a few comments. She says, I don't do resolutions. I make it a point to strive to be better daily. I work on the small things and the big things. And I start with being honest with myself about where I am deficient or weak, and what things need to be strengthened within me. And she goes on to say that I feel that most people are horrible with resolutions because they are not honest or realistic with themselves and where they are.
Wow.
Pretty good.
What's her name?
Tiffany.
She sounds cute.
Oh, see?
We'll try
He
to
gonna
hook
get
you up
himself in trouble.
after the show.
Hey, Chief, get them digits for me, man.
Okay, let me get her off the chat. That's the other line, Pastor C. That's you want me to go to the 1-800 ooh baby line?
Ooh, baby.
Oh God.
That's this podcast.
That's right. That's the other cast.
Right. Right. My apologies.
I have a question. So I know one of the things that people always say is that gym memberships go crazy in the beginning of the new year. Or, you know, if you go to the gym in the beginning of the new year, it's going to be packed compared to other times of the year. So since our special guest, Miss Wynn, is an empowerment coach, do you find that more people are interested in your services in the beginning of the new year?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
You know what? That's really hard for me to answer because of the way I work. I get people interested all year round.
Gotcha.
I do think that when it comes to a growth mindset and bettering yourself, whether it's the gym, whether it's eating healthy, whether it's hiring a coach, I think overall this is the season of know better, do better.
Sure.
You know, people You know, and I think, and for me, and I know why people do resolutions, you know, and like I said, I feel like a resolution is just a goal. So when people say, you know, I don't do resolutions, it's just the terminology, but you do set goals. And for some people, the mindset of the beginning of the year makes something that seems hard a little more attainable, because they feel like, okay, if I want to lose 30 pounds this year, I have 365 days to lose 30 pounds. So in their mind, they're stretching that 20 pounds or 30 pounds or whatever out for the entire year, and this is just day one.
Right.
So a lot of people like to start at one. It's just a measurement tool. Is why so many people do it. But I do think that when it comes to, you know, making change, and I was in the gym last night and it was packed. Like, I couldn't even find a place to park, and I was a little upset about that.
Right.
So,
But let me ask.
yeah, I definitely think that it gets busier this time of year for anything that is growth related.
So let me ask you this, Ms. Wynn. When it comes to setting those resolutions, and I know that the general consensus is you need to have your life goals and all those things in mind when you're working through this. But do you find that part of the problem is that resolutions can sometimes just be totally unrealistic? For example, if I'm just 700 pounds and I say, okay, by March I want to be in a size 32 pair of spandex.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, I mean, do you ever have to really just sit your
with or
clients
without your
down?
teeth?
And the blue and the brown set.
That's right. I know that's too much eye candy for Miss Wynn. We don't want to give her diabetes. But do you ever have to just tell your clients, hey, Mike, that's just ridiculous. Why would you think that in 2 weeks you're going to get your big self into those spandex pants, or you think you're going to have $1 million by, February 1st?
Right, absolutely. And I think, and it's, people are aware of the work that goes into change. We are stuck in our routines and our day-to-day life, and, there is no quarter 3, quarter 4 planning. So when someone comes to me and says, okay, well, Rhonda, I want to make an additional $5,000 in quarter 1, but you have not, you don't even have a PayPal yet. How are people going to pay you?
Okay.
You don't have programs in place. You have a support system. You have a marketing strategy. You work a full-time job where you have children and a husband or a wife. Have you figured out where you're going to find this extra 15 to 20 hours a week? And do you have the stamina for this? Do you have the stamina for the goal? So I think that when it comes to people setting unrealistic goals, yes, the majority of people set unrealistic goals because they haven't thought about the work and the obstacles in place. Now, is it an unrealistic goal for the year? Yeah. Is it an unrealistic goal for maybe the next, losing 700 pounds over the next 4 years? No. So when we look at resolutions, we have to break it down into smaller goals.
Right.
And most people don't want to do that because the result, the reward, doesn't seem or sound as sweet as the unrealistic stuff, the unattainable stuff.
That's real good. Well, in my line of work, I'm a pastor. I love New Year's resolutions because church is packed the first Sunday of the year. And so I have about a couple of months to really sow something in their hearts that will make them want to develop something consistent with Jesus until Mother's Day, because they're at church January and then they fall off and they'll come back or Mother's Day and Easter or whatever. So
Easter.
So I look at it as an opportunity to really love on people and help them to understand that a resolution is much more than a thought or theory, but it's going to take some proper planning and execution. And so I do that by letting people know it's not bad to make goals. It's just that you have to have the proper strategy to complement what you're looking to see in your life. So, in my line of work, I like January 1st. It's going to be packed Sunday. Y'all should come.
I think I will, because this year I really want to. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to go to church more, Pastor. That's my resolution. I want more of God, Pastor.
But it seems to me like the common denominator here is that people need to look at the beginning of the year not so much as oh, okay, new year, new me, I'm going to turn it around starting today. But maybe they can use it as a starting point in the sense that, okay, if your goal or if your resolution, so to speak, is to create a business or something, maybe it's not like January 1st, yes, I'm going to start making stuff so I can sell it, but it's, all right, let me go on Google and see what I can do to start a small business. What are the steps that I need to take? Maybe by the end of this financial quarter, I can get some things together so I can invest in a small business loan, like, stuff like that.
Sure.
So I think that a lot of people, I think that it's not a bad thing that everybody is on the same vibe with wanting to do things differently and go in a more positive direction. But I think that the key is taking away the mindset that it's so easy that it can just happen like that. It's almost like, okay, I'm glad everybody's in this positive space so that we can uplift each other throughout the year. Because a lot of people don't see it as throughout the year. Like they'll say stuff like, okay, I want to read 50 books this year. But then once it gets to like the summertime, nobody's thinking about those books. Like it's almost like something has to be done so that people can be held accountable throughout the year.
I think
for
too,
their goals.
Yeah, and I think too, though, and I would love to hear what you all's thoughts are. The Bible says that what man builds without first counting the costs. And I think that a lot of times people do not look at what it's going to take or what it's going to cost in terms of sacrifice to maintain this commitment to this decision.
Right.
What do you guys think about that?
I agree. I mean, I look at
I agree. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say, and this comes up especially in the beginning of the year because I said it this morning. It's like, everybody wants to be a boss until it's time to work more than 40 hours a week.
Yep.
Everyone wants to walk in their truth until it's time to offend someone or even better, defend someone who's not in the room. And everyone wants to be a big dog until it's time to fight someone who has walked into a boundary.
Right.
Yep.
And when it gets hard, we're not prepared for the work. And that's why I say it's important to know your why, because that's when you're going to need to know, why did I set this resolution and this goal again? Because I don't want to do it. So did I really want it?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, that is really good. And I like what you said about, basically having to, you want to be a boss, but you don't want to boss up, So it's almost like, if anything, you should challenge yourself to do things within yourself, like go outside of your comfort zone. If you really do believe in something, say something. Yeah. It's little things like that can come together for you to get yourself together in order to meet your goal.
Now, I know with me, and you guys will probably, chime in and talk about me on this. I am a man who really cannot handle, I dislike it. It is my pet peeve. I do not like being inconvenienced. And so it is irritating, and so sometimes when people make goals and it doesn't go the way that you plan for it to go, you're inconvenienced. And some individuals don't have or tap into the grace to make adjustments to remain committed. And so they eject and they walk away from the commitment as a whole instead of hanging in there and making the adjustments. Ms. Wynn, how often do you see that with individuals in your line of work? When something don't go the way they planned it, they eject instead of making adjustments?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. And I think that before anyone sets a goal, a resolution, anything, you really got to know your core values. And that's one of the things that most people don't stop to think or even assess. What do I stand for? What do I believe in? If you know that you are not a flexible person, you really have no business making these resolutions that are extremely unattainable and unrealistic, because you don't value flexibility.
Right.
And in life, you got to bend so you don't break.
Right.
And, and most people aren't ready for that. So it happens all the time where people set goals and, it doesn't work out and they just give up. And in my line of work, a lot of times they try to blame me.
Wow.
Oh, they blame you too?
They blame you?
What church you pastor?
They try to blame me. If you come to me as a life coach and you have, change, and I help you put in strategies and processes, and I actually hold you accountable for what you said you wanted. If I'm there with you and I'm walking with you and holding